Good evening, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to TCM, where we have reached the penultimate night of our week-long salute to Bugs Bunny. Bugs is our star of the month. First, a bit of housekeeping for you purists out there. We know that many of the shorts we're showing fell under the Merry Melodies banner, not Looney Tunes. Merry Melodies was a second series of Warner Brothers cartoons, distinguished by their use of music and color. They also generally had bigger budgets. When those distinctions sort of faded in the mid-1940s, all the cartoons were generally known as Looney Tunes, so we're referring to everything as Looney Tunes here. Back to our show. Bugs Bunny has had many adversaries over the years. He's basically been defined by those adversaries. Elmer Fudd, Daffy Duck, Marvin the Martian, Yosemite Sam, the Tasmanian Devil. Maybe they're all sick, sadistic, habitual offenders. Or, I'm beginning to wonder, maybe Bugs Bunny was the real problem. One of his most clever foes, at least in his own mind, is Wile E. Coyote. We all know the Coyote's focus was on the Roadrunner, but on occasion, Wile E. Coyote turned his attention to Bugs. Up next, a lineup of the Coyote's misguided attempts to have rabbit stew. Our trio of Warner Brothers shorts includes Operation Rabbit from 1952, To Hair is Human from 1956, and Rabbit's Feet, released in 1960. Much like Daffy Duck, the Coyote is almost always the author of his own demise, constantly coming up with brilliant ideas that prove more harebrained than big-brained. In Operation Rabbit, Wile E's first time co-starring with Bugs, he makes his formal introduction to our bunny hero. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius. He has a business card and everything. He then comes up with 5 plans to capture Bugs involving remarkable technological inventions, including an explosive robot disguised as a female rabbit and a small spaceship. His one-stop game-hunting retail outlet, the Acme Corporation, also provides some valuable equipment. Operation Rabbit sets the tone for the next 2 shorts, with the Coyote using more technology, even AI, seemingly, and a steady diet of business cards. Must have lived near a FedEx Kinko's. The Coyote never speaks in the Roadrunner cartoons, but with Bugs, he's a pompous, eloquent gent voiced by Warner's resident man of 1,000 voices, Mel Blanc. Wile E. Coyote had appeared in only one cartoon before Operation Rabbit, his 1949 debut with the Roadrunner in Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious. I knew I would mispronounce that, but we're moving on. His creator, Chuck Jones, had no plans to revive either character until he heard from a Naval Air Force captain. The captain said some of the flight training pilots had started calling beep beep to one another during maneuvers after they saw Fast and Furious. But before Jones put him back with the Roadrunner, he paired the Coyote with Bugs. It's a Bugs and Wile E. Coyote trifecta, directed by Chuck Jones with stories by Michael Maltese, Operation Rabbit, To Hair is Human, and Rabbit's Feet. At the top of this cartoon block, we showed the first ever Bugs Bunny Wile E. Coyote cartoon, Operation Rabbit, where the Coyote invented and deployed some advanced technology in his futile attempts to catch Bugs in 1952. In the second short, To Hair is Human, released 4 years later, he even used what seemed like the first artificial intelligence computer until we learned it was actually Bugs operating the machine. So he was really going old school by the time we got to the 1960 cartoon Rabbit's Feet, when the Coyote resorted to good old-fashioned gunpowder, as if he were Elmer Fudd. In addition to his legendary Roadrunner series and the short films with Bugs Bunny, director Chuck Jones created a third series with the Coyote that was especially memorable, except he's not the Coyote in it. He's a wolf who looks exactly like Wile E. Coyote, apart from having a red nose. He's Ralph Wolf. Not the Looney Tunes' best name, desperately trying to steal sheep from a pasture being guarded by a sheepdog called Sam. Coming up, we take a cue from the outdoor spread the Coyote set up for Bugs and Rabbit's Feet with a 1955 feature film starring William Holden and Kim Novak. Picnic, directed by Josh Logan, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Picnic. then no bunny does it better. And later, the brave one. Keep calm and classic on TCM Tonight.